Hi, so this is day 51 and I am Antiqua Lisha of Your Own University, and this is a glimpse into my own university, and I'm really excited to share with you today. It's going to be personal. It's a deep conversation. I actually got through doing kind of another one about appreciation and about gratitude and things that came up for me today, and then I remembered, oh yeah, this is what I'm supposed to do this video about. So last night in my dreams I was asking for just feedback into where to move next and how to move next and where to go next in business and in life, and I went to gratitude and gifting. And then I have my nonprofit, Divinely You, is doing our first Celebrate You concerts here, and a day event to increase awareness around abuse, and also give tips and tools for increasing confidence and self-awareness to end the cycle of abuse. And there's really, this is really, really important, and something that took me maybe a decade to figure out how to explain. And it's part of the 4 steps. If you have ever walked through abuse, or if you know somebody, I have a course within the nonprofit page, Divinely You Foundation. It's absolutely free. It is 4 steps to overcoming an abusive past, and it really talks about this. But there's 2 steps before those 4 steps, and the first one, obviously, well, not obviously, but is to get out of the abusive situation. Whatever that means. There's hotlines, there's the police station. It's usually a really big leap because there's fear involved, there's stress involved, there's an addiction involved, whether it's substance or to a person. And so feeling that is scary. And there's a lot of support in the world for that phase. You just have to reach out, you just have to find it in your area. So that's phase 1. Step 2, or phase 2, is talking about the abuse, kind of processing what happened in general. And this is where I find that many of my clients get stuck for years, for decades. They get stuck either not wanting to talk about it, so they never enter this phase, and therefore they're stuck there. They're fighting against it, they're denying it, they're denying this piece of their life. Or they've talked about it so much, it's like to nauseam. They've gone to counselors year after year after year, decade after decade after decade. It's the same story. And they're sick of hearing their own story. But at the same time, they feel like that's the only option. That's the only option. At least it gives them a little bit of relief. They feel like they're going someplace. Oftentimes they write their book. This is the book process, is what I call it. Absolutely important process to do this, whether you ever publish your book or not. Like, this is important. But that's step 2. But then there's 4 more steps to really overcoming abuse and reclaiming your power and stepping back in to society where you aren't struggling so much with fear. You're not struggling so much with how to feel. You can tap into this grace and this joy and this gratitude and the miracles that I talk about all the time, and really say yes to your divine life, the life that you would live if whatever happened didn't happen, right? If whatever beliefs that you bought into didn't overtake your mind. So I talk about those in the 4 steps there in our basic course that we give away at Divinely You. And then I have my Divine in 9 series and course, and then we have a group of 80 coaches that we hand out scholarships. Our wonderful sponsors allow us, that freedom to hand out scholarships and get you the support that you need to really build on your 6 personal power zones as you walk through the 4 steps and maximize your life so you have more success and more peace and less anxiety, less depression, and you know how to navigate your life really, really, really well. Now here's the ticket that I wanted to talk about. Because oftentimes the 3 out of 5 people that are abused before they're 18 or abused in a lifetime, really, 75% of them are more likely to step back into abuse. And it's not always necessarily perpetual abuse. Sometimes it's just things happen, right? So knowing what we teach at the Divinely You program and at Divinely You and the coaches and everything, what knowing yourself gives you is, if something happens to happen, if you attract a partner that's abusive and you didn't know it at first, you then have like this extra super power to step out of that abuse and not take the shit again. If you happen to have to face whatever it was again, you can bounce back faster because you know yourself. And I know this from personal experience. It's really, really amazing what happens when you know yourself, you know your belief systems, you know your past, you're not scared of it, you understand what happened, and then some shit hits the fan. Something happens that is like a repeat of the past, and you're like, did that happen to me? Why? It wasn't supposed to happen again because I'm confident, I'm successful, I'm good, I'm like whatever. And what you find out when you walk through Divinely You and the Divine in 9 program, or the deeper program of Amazing You with personal coaching, or any coaching program with anyone, to really reclaim your power in whatever zone or zones that you've lost your power or given it away. You once you have that power back, nobody can take it away from you, because you're an adult, it's conscious, and all you have to do is go back in and reclaim it. Reclaim yourself, reclaim your body, reclaim your mind, reclaim your emotional state of being, reclaim your happiness, reclaim your soul and your spirit, reclaim your relationships and your opinions about people and things. And really you're able to isolate the single event rather than making it about the whole world. And reclaim your power in your purpose. So those are the 6 zones, right? And if you're brand new to me, you're brand new to this, follow along as best you can, and then go to antiqualisha.com, and there's a quiz there that you can take, help you balance your zones. There's more information about your 6 personal power zones, and really reclaiming your power and your happiness and your joy in your life. Divinely You, though, is my organization that works to end the cycle of abuse. And this is what ends the cycle, is you being confident in you loving you. And whether you've been abused or you haven't been abused, when you are confident, then everything else seems to fall into place. The money, the friendships, the love, the success, all of that seems to fall into place. And I'm not going to say that it's perfect, because it's definitely not perfect, but this sense of purpose, this sense of it's okay, this sense of I'm on the right path definitely happens. And when you do, or if you do run into past behaviors again, because life is cyclical, you recognize those past behaviors and you're able to bust through them with ease and grace and peace. And that's what we want for the survivors in the world. That's what we want for you if you're a survivor. So divinelyyoufoundation.com is the nonprofit. You are moved to donate. We're asking, we need 100 people to donate $20, right? So if you have $20, you want to tithe to a great organization, all of it goes towards these scholarships, towards these trainings, this program that we put out for people. And we're going to be doing events all over the world. We're starting in Alaska. Colorado is next, and then we'll move around. So if you'd like to partner with us, there's that option there too, divinelyyoufoundation.com. I'll put that on here as well. But today I just want to say, like, when you know who you are, what you want, how to express yourself, how you feel really great about being you, when you're just rocking the art of being yourself out to the fullest the fullest capacity that is you and growing with yourself and loving yourself and nurturing yourself, then nothing can shake you. Nothing. From that place. It doesn't mean things aren't hard and shitty and crappy and you don't cry. I mean, I freaking cry. It's emotional. And yes, if something happened to, in my life, in my personal life, I would definitely be rocked, but it wouldn't make me be all the things that survivors and victims of abuse make meaning around ourselves. And we have to stop meaning making and tap into you. And the only way to do that is to study yourself. And that's why we have Your Own University. That's where Divinely You comes into place, because you were created to be wonderful and beautiful. And that's why we need your help, because when we have more people walking in this world knowing how valuable and precious and worthy they are, because they have owned their power in all 6 of their power zones, then can you imagine the peace and the corporations and the working together and how much we will accomplish together when we're all sure of our own value and worth. That's why we need you. So please donate to our cause. Help us spread this word, spread this joy, and get these courses out and have events and celebrations in as many places as possible. We need your support together. This is a tribal call. And join me on this quest. DivinelyYouFoundation.com. Thank you. Bye.